How the heck are we doing? Oh, why was I hearing multiple things in my goddamn headphones? It's because I have the live stream on. Oh, here he heckin' is. Just
Hey,
in
stupid.
time. Just in time for the live heckin' stream. Pat, what's up, buddy?
Dude, not a muchacho. How are you doing, my
Damn, dude,
friend?
you slot into a live stream real nice and sexy. Like, you get in here and immediately with the retweet, you're ready to fucking go, buckarooski.
I'm helping out. I'm trying to help as much as I can. And I got a
What,
fucking wonky mic. I'm sorry.
what do we got on that t-shirt? What's going on over there?
It's for my barber, Andy. This is Red Horse Hair Studio, but they made it obviously look like a hardcore like the old hard school. Like there, you see the hold on, where is it? The old like grindcore shirts, kind of.
Is that seriously from that hair salon?
Yeah. They make some pretty fucking cool merch, if I may.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I think. Sorry. Yeah, those dudes got they got a podcast. They got the hair studio unlocked. They're opening their doors up to comedy. Those guys are those. Look out for Red Horse Hair Studio in Reading, Pennsylvania. Those dudes are doing some or Temple technically, but it's Reading. But yeah, this is I like it because it's a kind of a mock band shirt, but it's also supporting a company or a business that I enjoy and frequent.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
said they're good with the haircuts over there, so you mosey on out of your way to get the snip snap on on your forehead.
Oh yeah, I drive quite a distance, but also there's some Wawas out there. So
Do you not have Wawas where you're at?
no, actually, I think those might be the closest, or maybe Lancaster. I think might be the closest Wawas to me.
Really?
But it's mainly Sheets around here, which are whatever. I like Sheets.
Sheets. I'll be honest. It's Sheets is Wawa I like to go to when I'm drunk. Sheets I like to go to when I'm hungover.
Oh, that's because Sheets is usually a bunch of fried stuff.
Well, yeah, they actually have fryers. That was like my thing. I remember that's when I put a lot of trust in the word of Nathan Marshall, because he was telling me he's like, yeah, their burgers are actually everything, all the like new stuff they were adding over there at Wawa. Nate kept it real. He was like, all of it, he'd be like, surprisingly good. You know, which is keeping it real on that fucking subject, and which I always appreciate. I always appreciate. I don't like
Yeah, you don't like anybody bullshitting you about your diarrhea. You want to know.
I don't like getting my dick jerked when I'm expecting my ass to get fingered, is what I'm trying to say.
That's exactly. Yeah, that's the old saying.
Yeah, that's what my grandmama Mia always told me.
Right. That's what she used to pull you aside. She said, "Hey, don't." What was the other one? Don't come on my leg and tell me it's jizz. Wait, what? That's
yeah, dude. Right when I was she would do that right after I would get a little bit of a toothache, and she would give me a full bottle of wine.
Yeah, and she go, "Oh."
I was just talking to someone about that today because someone was relaying a story where apparently mom accidentally gave her baby fentanyl, and the cops were like, "Hey, bitch, what the fuck?" And
do better than that, madam.
They're like, "Hey, we're you know what? We're gonna use our killing people for good this time. We're gonna have to just get rid of you."
Yeah, this is a world-class blunder, madam. You look like a real jerk right now.
That would be a great phrasing for killing your kid. Egg on my face.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy, you should be really embarrassed. You look like a real jerk right now.
In court, just hitting her with one of these. Shame, miss. Shame. You're
definitely not supposed to do that.
You've been sentenced to 3 tisks.
Oh, dude, that reminds me of my current. I don't know how current it is, but my personal current favorite trend on social media is driving past somebody that got into a fucked up car accident or like a really stupid car accident, and just going, "You're not supposed to park there."
That's there's a fucking there's like a TikTok going viral with that.
Yeah, I've seen a couple. My favorite is when it's women because they get extra triggered. I don't know what it is, dude. Women, all right. Men get a lot of shit about being irrational or angry or stupid a lot of times. And usually you're right, but women low key are way more angry than men. way more angry than men per capita. Do you know what I'm saying? I think
Yeah.
overall men are more angry as a whole, but women individually, like there's a lot of women that can just let that shit roll right off their back, but the ones that get angry are like super Hulk.
Well, I
And they
think
get
sometimes my wife does it sometimes. She keeps it in for a while. She'll keep it in
yeah,
for a while and she'll be a
and lie
fucking
about it.
yeah, yeah.
That's the thing is like not a lot of times do people ask men, hey, like, are you okay? Is everything all right? You know what I mean? But like men will be like, hey, is everything cool? Or sorry, go ahead. I
Yeah.
derailed you. I apologize.
No, you're fine. No, fucking sorry, I'm multitasking when I shouldn't
Your
be.
wife oftentimes is good about getting
Well,
irrationally
no,
angry.
she'll hold it in a lot of
Hold it
times
in.
and just be like, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. And then like one thing will happen. Actually, I saw it almost happen the other day, and I went. It was funny. She was throwing out the garbage, and
Uh-huh.
it was one of those cases where the garbage was full in the morning, so I could have like definitely thrown it out.
Mm.
But I just, I'm getting ready in the morning before work. I forgot. And then she was doing the garbage at the end of the day, and as she's bringing it to the door, it like ripped a little, and some of the juice got on the floor and stuff. And I could see the way she was getting mad that I looked at her. I go, if I intervene, I'm getting blamed for this. I was like, I'm not in it because I could just sense that. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm gonna stay off to the side. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not helping because I can feel it on you
Yeah.
that if I help, this will be my fault.
Yeah. Because I haven't helped to this point, so I'm gonna have to double down, and I'm gonna for the good of the room. And when you finish taking the trash out, I'm going to wipe that spot up for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do that
Mm-hmm.
for you.
Exactly. All right.
I
This.
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say this has been. This is a good start to our first ever New Music Friday. So,
Yeah.
what's the deal with women? What's up with them? But yeah, welcome to New Music Friday, where it's Friday and there's new music and we play new music.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how to fucking jump into this. I think we're gonna try.
I
I
think
don't
that
know
was pretty
exactly
good. That was a
what
pretty good intro right there.
did I do it?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah,
You
dude! I'm the
you you let the listener and or viewer, the fellow streamer, know what they're in store for right about now. It's going to be wife and or women bashing and new music.
And you know what? Of in the theme of not being generous to women, here's a band that I'm actually kind of into that is fronted by a woman. So, let's
Ooh.
segue out of not appreciating them and then segue real quick into, letting them put us in a good mood.
Yeah, let's see what
Um
these broads have to
but no.
offer.
Hey man, we got some good faith built up because we apparently were simping hard over a trans girl. So we're
Damn.
pretty fucking progressive over here.
Damn. We did it.
Yeah, dude.
And we didn't even do it on purpose.
We didn't even do it on purpose.
You're welcome, America.
We thought a cis gal was getting us horny and we were being jerks. Turns out, nope. Trans was getting us all gooched up.
So wait,
we're
which
pretty
one?
progressive podcast, everybody.
So which side of the fence was the person on at the time of the video?
I think she was on the she part. I think it was M to
Nice.
F. I think it was
Ah.
M to F.
Okay. All right. We did it. We did it.
But,
I'm actually I am being funny to an extent, but I am kind of proud of myself of like, hey, like, because my thing has always been you gotta fool me. And you know what? Hey, you did it.
Yeah.
I nailed it. And pretty fucking hot. I'm doubling down. Pretty fucking hot. Keep going.
Yeah. I'm jerking off under the table.
I already came twice.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's not a race, but damn.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty good at it.
But yeah, let's hop into this band. I've checked them out a while before. They're called Capra. I don't know if I've played them before. Yeah, played them for you before. But they're kind of like a hardcore band. High pitch screeching because like you know, because they have a female fronter. And I've been listening to more stuff like this, and I'm starting to be like more partial to the female screamer over the male screamer, because I think the high pitched tone to the lady's voice lends itself to be more shocking and scary and
like
all that shit.
Yeah, I like a screech. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. The female tone lends itself harder to a screech.
Yeah, I like that.
And also, starting off on this screenshot, I think their drummer has an Every Time I Die shirt on, so that's another fucking big plus to start out of the gate.
He's in good company. This guy, he's good people. I like let's hear him out. You know what I mean?
So let's check this out.
I was learning a comfortable space. Promise one, freedom from suffering and scraping from day to day. The promise became a tangle of blood, covered flames. Cycles of revision, choking my life for life. Until the ancients shake up their life, and the world breaks its ties. When will I be enough? I will not be restructured to perfect life. I would rather burn down before becoming a sacrifice. I'm tired of not good enough, I'm out of life. Forgive myself to let myself be right this time. Flawlessly screwing up like a jar, but doing so authentically like God is.
There we go. Nice quick one. Very punk rock. Very
First
fun.
impression, you can definitely hear the Every Time I Die influence, and I think the drummer definitely edited that video.
I thought, bro, that's the most. I mean, here, let's bring it up. We'll keep it on mute.
Dude.
But like in two,
From start to finish, it was like this fucking drummer guy, and then like those other guys. Yeah, whatever.
first second, drummer.
Yeah,
drummer
You know.
one.
It's like, yeah, I'm fucking doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I love the song. I thought the video was cool, but
Wait. Yeah, dude, fucking 7 seconds.
look, the fucking the bassist isn't even framed correctly.
What do you mean?
The top of his head's cut off.
Yeah, he's like, whatever, we'll get this in. We got to get it back to the drum. Yeah, right back.
Yeah, but what's the drummer doing? How's that tempo going back there?
We've seen the drummer, same shot of the drummer 3 times in
Yeah.
10
seconds. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Anytime he needed to make a cut, he's like,
4.
throw another shot of me in. There's 4.
5.
Yep, 5.
6.
I think that was his back
7.
as well. I think that's his shirt, right? The Every Time I Die shirt.
Yeah.
So like, it's a cool video. I'm not trying to talk shit, but that was my
No, it's
immediate
funny.
takeaway.
It's at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. But it is funny. I will say, from an editing standpoint, I do like the actual video itself, because this is a good new. Honestly, this is kind of an invest early segment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, this is buy now.
Capra, dude. Buy now, invest early on Capra, because I don't think they've like had a whole. I don't think they've had a whole hell of a lot of shit out yet, and so this is always a fun video for a new. But yeah, exactly. They got just shy of 8,000 monthly listeners. One album. You know, they put out an EP. No, not even. They put out like a 2-song single back in 2020. So this is a good buy now.
Yeah, I think
This is a good invest early, and a great video to start out with for the new band is let's do a touring montage. I would just suggest from an editing standpoint, first off, just like, you know, let's just say about 30 less shots of the drummer.
Just like dude, that's solid. By the way, it was so noticeable, and this is what I'm saying, is this is how I noticed it, was when there was like near the end of the video, there's this like really epic shot of the guitar player in like this almost like blue spotlight or something like that, this blue background near the end of the video, and it was like, oh look, there's the guitar player. You know what I mean? Like, like there's like this shot of this solid shot where he's like perfectly framed. It's like this epic fucking power stance, and he's like, and there's like back to the drummer and done. I'm pretty sure it ends on the drummer.
Yeah, my other like minor critique is when showing the audience, show like if they're not moving.
Yeah, move the camera.
You don't have to show them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was like minorly awkward. And then like my only other thing from an editing standpoint would literally just be like get footage from like 1 or 2 other shows. Because it was
it's the same shirt. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't just the fact that it was like, oh, we kept going back to the same shot of the drummer. It was like, we're going back to the same shot of the drummer at the same show.
At the same show, the same day. Like and I think the footage of the street. So but if I may, on the flip side of that same note, I feel like for a video that looks like it was shot on the one day with at one show, it is really good. But you're right, like because the song fucking rips, and if that crowd for some reason wasn't into it, don't fucking give those, don't even show them. You know what I mean? Don't use that tight shot. Just use the close-ups of the drummer and all those other guys, and just use like the fun shots of you guys at Walmart and outside and everything. Maybe show the fans coming in, but like movement like that, because like that song ripped. It was a great song. And and
also too, another thing, I got reminded, this is one of my favorite videos. If we could just simp for every time I die like we do every episode.
Yeah.
But this video, it's a underappreciated song of theirs, After 1/4 of a Revolution. Like, it's a good ass song. They made a video, but I don't feel like it ever makes its way into the live show that much. But this is one of the most perfect.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, they have the benefit of, this was fucking 5-6 albums in. They have the benefit of an army of fucking giant dudes like us who are just creaming themselves to fucking hurt each other while they start playing.
Yeah.
So they have the benefit of just an insane fan base and stuff like that. But the one thing I'm more focusing on is like quick edits, moving shots, a lot of chaos, because that's the one thing I get a little bit annoyed with sometimes when hardcore bands make these videos, is the music will be like really loud and intense and fucking crazy. And not that like I'm trying to think. There's this one
that was awesome.
What?
the size of the bar they gave that guy, that was awesome.
For his
the
dick.
Naked guy, yeah.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah. No,
there's another part of this video that I fucking, oh my god, oh shit. Sorry, I complete fucking right turn on this conversation. Don't let me forget. But we always love having merch conversations. Do you remember this type of merch? The
side, yeah,
the side design.
I had a Locust shirt that I was determined to lose weight to wear, and I never like I think I confidently wore it out. No, I never confidently wore it out, but I wore it out once. And it was just this big locust on the side here. It was the coolest looking shirt, but it was never gonna work for someone like me, Andy. Someone of my potato shape.
You had to reiterate because you're like, let me take out confidence. That just was never there.
No. It was never. I did wear it out once.
Yeah.
I wore it around the house a couple times, but it was so tight and it was just like it just didn't look right. It just kind of looked like a little Jiminy Cricket on like acid or some shit. Like it was all squished up and shit.
Yeah.
But sorry. But the you're talking about the live show. Sometimes I wonder about this when editing if the song that they are playing in the footage we're seeing is the song from the album. A lot of times, because I'll notice like this one, obviously the drummer, the cues and stuff like that, you can see like it's very clearly he's playing this song. But like, was the footage of the crowd during this song, or was it during their intro, or is it, you know what I mean? Like,
it's hard to tell, and that's where like the chaotic shots come in hand. Now, I will give them a pass because, like I said, like we were saying,
yeah, they're by now.
Invest early. They're an invest early band. They probably don't have money to pay a friend to come and like fucking record and stuff like that. So they got to make do with what they have. But
right.
So I'll definitely give them a pass on that, and also give them a pass ultimately because it's more about the fucking music. And like
the
we
music
were saying,
is great. Yeah, notes on the music.
But this just has me so fucking into talking about like self-produced music videos when you're a brand new band. And so we were talking about with like the live concert footage. I showed that Every Time I Die video, and which, by the way, if you think of anything, throw it in the chat and I'll like bring it up and stuff for you. But like with the Every Time I Die video, they had the benefit of lots of fans. They can have a chaotic music video, crazy fucking video, all this shit. But then you go, okay, but Capra's new. They don't have like a hardcore audience like that. We saw that wide shot. They don't have footage of people going crazy. And this is why you guys saw me. I brought up, this is an old ass video from Sum 41, Makes No Difference. And this is like way before they ever had an audience. And I think this is, and now this is very of the time of like late 90s, early 2000s. We're just a bunch of rascals, music video. But this sort of makes do with the fact that they don't really have an audience to show going crazy. And I remember
all the chaos for the video, like instead of having a crowd reacting to the song playing and moshing and shit like that, they're doing a bunch of chaotic things, and it's a bunch of tight shots of the band on stage. You're right.
Yeah, band on stage, them doing a lot of shit, and then everything else is them being little rascals and shit like that. And I remember watching this in fucking middle school being like, yo, this fucking got me in middle school, dude.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, because I think there's also like there's those a lot of times, like if you see a band, so there was I think the Nerve Agents live performance from, it was a DVD, I think, for Hellfest. I want to say it's Hellfest. Maybe it might have been
Nerve Agents live at Hellfest.
I believe it might have been that, because there was one where there was Nerve Agents live in general are pretty fucking crazy, and the lead singer kind of looks like Dane Cook. Yeah, you never seen the Live Agents? Nerve Agents, sorry.
Nerve Agents live Hellfest.
I want to say Hellfest. It might be wrong.
I've heard. Wait, what the fuck? It might not be on YouTube, because I'm getting everything at Hellfest but the Nerve Agents.
I might have remembered. It might have been a different comp. It might have been a Hellcat compilation. It was some live concert compilation of different bands and stuff like that, but it was all live performances from these hardcore bands, metalcore bands, punk bands, and shit like that. And I believe it was them. You know what, dude? Actually, hold on a second. I was mixing stories. I think it might have been Bleeding Through at Hellfest. Maybe check that. Bleeding Through at Hellfest.
Speaking of Hellfest.
But this guy rolls all the way across the stage. It's crazy. Maybe it's that. Sorry. Speaking of Hellfest, I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Speaking of, do you remember what song it was?
Like I said, it was the DVD that we were watching was a one that my buddy got, and it was just like kind of like a compilation of like one song from each band. So I can't remember. Oh, you know what? I think it's no, I don't. It was just a live. It wasn't like a live concert. You know what? That might be it. I don't know. Yeah, that looks like what it is. Can you go back to the very beginning of the video? Because if I remember, it's him just rolling across the stage.
Wait, say that again. What was it?
If I remember correctly, I believe it was him and he, like the lead singer, like right after he intros it, like right as they started, I think he just rolls across the stage. like
across the stage,
like
because
he like just rolls. Nope.
That is very funny. Instantaneously, a fan fucking just KOs him.
I thought for sure it was it, but I digress without even remembering that. But there's definitely been a lot of like crazy, chaotic band shit that I've seen that gives me the a really cool perspective of the band and almost makes them kind of cool and scary, like Dillinger and that weird Virgin Records.
Oh, dude, I literally,
like
bro, look what I just typed into fucking YouTube.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. It's that cool. It gives them such a cool, like scary demeanor.
This is one of the greatest fucking starts to a show ever.
I fucking love it, dude. I fucking love it. I love that song, and that's at isn't that at a Virgin Megastore?
Yeah. This is in a record store, and like, wait. I gotta slow it down, dude. I was
trying to step on faces for sure.
I was trying to explain to Steph the other day why like this and moshing and stuff like this is fun. Yeah. And I'm like, I think it's because, like, so I was thinking about this. I shouldn't give myself complete credit. I think I was hearing people talk about this, and then I kind of like was going deeper on it in my own head and kind of extrapolating on it. But like back in the day, there'd be dudes who like their thing was we go into war and we be violent and stuff like that, and that doesn't just like go away, you know, but our modern, like, I think dudes, and now I'm not saying I'm just naturally a fucking animal who needs to kill, but I like, I'll put it, I've said this before, I'll put it this way, going to see, you know, doing my thing, having about 8 Miller Lights and going to see some hardcore bands, like doing that, going to see Knock Loose and going to see Jesus Piece, 2 of the best days of my life. Like, no fucking fooling. Like, 2 of the best days of my life. And it's because there's this part of me that craves, like, this chaos and violence that modern society doesn't give me. So, getting fucked up, and just going fucking crazy, and, like, you know, throwing fists, and if someone hits me, who the fuck cares? Like, that is... Now, I don't want that all day, every day. But there's something in me that craves that. So when I see this, wait, let me go back to regular speed. When I see fucking this, and he just runs over the crowd, and that was about 4 steps, I go abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Whatever the fuck that is, right into my goddamn veins, dude.
That's like paying admission to go watch an intrusive thought. You know what I mean? Like, it's like well worth it, dude. That's like exactly what I would want to do.
Shit, dude, that's so fucking funny. That's the best way to put it. You're paying for intrusive thoughts.
Yeah, you're paying to go witness intrusive thought. Like that's the same reason why like G.G. Allen was not impressive. Was I don't know. There was an appeal.
Enticing.
Yeah.
I respect your correction because impressive is not the word.
No. But like, have you ever been holding like a full beer? Like, dude, I remember one time I ran out of gas. Like, no joke. Like, almost across the street from a gas station in Florida.
Really?
So yeah, I walked just like right over to the gas station. It was a Circle K, and I didn't have a gas can, and I couldn't afford to buy a gas can, so I bought a jug of water, and I emptied it out, and I filled it with gasoline. And I walked back to the car, and I had a paper funnel to put into my vehicle, and I was like, I gotta get this right, because if I don't get this gas into my car, I'm not getting home. And but I was right next to this big empty field, and I had this very vivid thought that I had to fight with every fiber of my being for like a millisecond, which was start a little fire in the field and then huck the jug of gasoline into the field and watch it go. And I started to like think about what would stay on fire long enough for me to walk away and huck this and to get this end result, not to film it. This was before all these kids and their smartphones filming things for content. This was just for me to do some serious property damage and to entertain myself in the most retarded way I could imagine.
You should have, God, we should have known each other in high school, because me and my friends lit some shit on fire in a field one time.
I love fire.
No, you know what happened? We were, it was the summer after high school. We were all doing like graduation parties, and it was my graduation party, and I had a pretty decent turnout. I was proud of myself. Pretty decent turnout. My friend Tom, and I'll keep it first names only, to not incriminate the innocent. It was my friend Tom. He worked at, an establishment that had a pizza shop in it, and they had like a little pizza guy, like a little ceramic pizza guy that they threw out. So he comes over and he has the pizza guy, and he goes, "This is your graduation present." And I go, "What? Just a broken pizza guy?" And he goes, "No. We're gonna take him into that field." You've been to my house, right?
Yeah.
You know how
your growing up house?
Yeah, my parents' house. You know how there's like a big field in the back?
Oh yeah.
Was there a wait, when you were over, was there a park and roads and stuff?
Yeah. I think there was. Yeah, it was more developed. Like it looked newly developed, somewhat newly developed.
Before that, it was all cornfields, and by the time it was my graduation party, they had like the township had purchased the land, so they got rid of all the corn, but it was just like, we're not doing shit with it type of field.
Yeah, it was just barren field.
Yeah, so we basically, long story short, we basically went to the field, and my graduation gift was dousing this pizza man in lighter fluid and setting him on fire. And then, like, the reason I wasn't saying that to just brag. The reason I bring up the fact that there was a lot of kids at my graduation party was there was like a good amount there watching this thing get lit on fire. Then, you know how in behind my house, that highway is right there?
Yeah.
Fucking everyone at the party sees that, realizes like, oh, we're near other roads and shit where cops could be driving on. Like, dude, no bullshit. Like 75% of my party just bounced it. Dude, no, most of my party. It was like, it was packed, and there was probably like 5 friends afterwards.
And
like,
Andy, this fucking pyro creep is fucking setting fire. We gotta go. Yeah. I told you fucking Andy was weird. We shouldn't have come.
Hey, it wasn't my idea. Tom was the one who wanted to lit that shit on fire.
You had your own fucking little Italian Burning Man going on in the backyard.
Yeah, dude. We had fucking
goggles on and shit.
We had Central PA Guido Burning Man, dude.
Guido Burning Man.
And yeah, I was shockingly calm. Cause
you set the fire.
Cause once everyone was like panicking, I didn't let their panic get into me. I was just like, yeah, dude, we gotta, cause we had an above ground pool. So I was like, there's a shit ton of water right there. And this field, there's nothing in it. We're fine.
Right. The cops come over and they go, put that fire. And we go, all right. You know what I mean? Like, what's the big deal? What are they gonna do? It's not their fucking.
Yeah, dude, we're just having a little white boy fun. Just slaps on wrist from the fuzz.
What if your logic is like literally like the cops come up and they're just like, it's his graduation gift.
Sir, officer.
Oh no. That's his graduation gift.
This is my graduation gift, and this is white boy fun.
Yeah, it's my party. Okay.
It's my party, and I can burn an Italian man if I want to.
I can burn a wop if I want to.
It's my party. I'll burn a wop if I want to. All right. Now that we're done saying the one slur we're allowed to say,
Yep, it's out of the chamber now. We got nothing.
It's the only one left. So this song technically came out last week, but these guys just dropped an album today.
Oh, okay.
So I want to play this. Johnny Booth. They're like they're. Let's just listen to them. They're real damn good. I'll put it that way. They're real damn good. Let's check them the fuck out. Wait, let me refresh this page.
Is this another buy now?
No, actually, let me check their Spotify because I don't think it's definitely. I gotta double check their Spotify because it ain't on a level of who are we listening to last week? Fucking Intimidator, and they got like I was their 30th listen.
Oh yeah.
It's not on
did we
that.
get the numbers on that yet?
What?
And how the DTL bump treated those gentlemen?
Oh, you're right.
Let's not look at it just in case. It's like 36. We're like
32.
Ooh, wait, it went down?
No, it went up. They were at 30.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
They got the DTL bump, dude.
Okay. All right. Hey, check better be in the mail.
Yeah, we'll be waiting on a thank you, Intimidator.
We will accept our thanks in free T-shirts and possibly merch of other types. Thank you.
Yeah, no, this is not a buy early, but this is sort of like. This is kind of like when like what's Bitcoin at right now? Like 30,000?
Is it really?
Yeah, this is kind of like if you got in on Bitcoin at like 10,000. You know what I mean? It's not the earliest, but if you invest now, you will have a pretty good amount for your retirement.
The dividends will pay greatly.
Yep. I don't
Those
know
are
if
words.
I don't know if that's right, but I don't know enough to say you're wrong. All right. A girl fresh out of the shower holding a gun. I'm fucking into this out of the gate.
Provocative.
I feel like this is what half of Oppenheimer is. You know what I mean? Like it feels like Oppenheimer.
It's like weird, like stock audio of like a film projector and like old, newsreel stuff, and then like just other weird, like grainy images of broads and dresses and stuff. Or like mannequins or something, mannequins, but then like there's people dressed exactly like the mannequins because all of the nuclear stuff is affecting humans.
You just reminded me. Whenever when people do that like Norman Rockwell post-nuclear aesthetic thing, they always include mannequins. There's always like
mannequins, yeah.
Mannequins do not get affected in a nuclear blast. You ever notice that?
It's a good. Well, I don't know why. I think it's like it's kind of weird because they're like, when tattoo artists are practicing for tattoos, they use like pig flesh because it's close. Yeah, because it's closest to human flesh. So I think that.
Is that why you have so many tattoos? I'm sorry.
That was Andy. That was a fucking solid fat joke. That was a great fat joke. Dude, clip that. That was a great fucking fat joke. Dude, you just did like a thinker fat joke? I mean, not even.
Well, no, I was gonna get myself, but then like I just autistically did the math and I was like, Pat has way more tattoos than me.
Yeah, turn it on me. That was way more effective. That was great. But yes. But in the same sense, like, wouldn't you use like pigs instead of like? Because what are you having? It's just weird to me because you're like, oh, we'll dress up the mannequins and like it's like having crash test dummies in a car, but the crash test dummies kind of move like people, like they have like somewhat of there's something to compare it to a person. You have mannequins out there, they're like, yeah, they just fucked those plastic things up. Whoa. Yeah, nuclear bomb's gonna do that.
My favorite thing with crash test dummies is when they show the videos where they put them in the car and then they send the car into the wall at like 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And the fucking testers are like, oh, they'll die. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh, bad.
We better jot that down. They
You know what?
die.
That looks like that hurts. I got it. Seatbelt.
We've been hidden from the truth, what's living for patience on the moments leaving us worship on the cloak you but it's all it's been all we've known since existence. It's been all we've known. We came from the stars.
Oh, what's that?
Is that a ghost?
I don't know.
That's a ghost. I
think
think
that-
I lost the message in this one. I'm sorry.
I think that's the alien from Lost or from
Signs.
Signs.
Yeah, right. And it was like it had the asthma attack, and then the kid hit the water at him, and he's like, "Ugh,
Water?
stop it! I hate water."
You guys, knock it off.
Oh, I was gonna spray some poison in your fucking head, and then you sprayed water on me.
Oh shit, dude! This is a throwback to the fucking DVD VHS
Yeah, dude.
combo. You remember when that was like a fucking cool thing to have?
Dude, it was not only the cool thing to have, but it was the best way to pirate porn. It was it was a great way to make a nice porn compilation VHS, one of those. Like, I mean, maybe not that, like, but you get another VCR, you hook it up to that, or you get another something like that, and you just play it on one, and then you record it on the other one. You could pick all your favorite scenes long before. This is just the oldest fucking podcast. I'm just saying, man, you're like, that used to be all cornfields back there, and then we set fire in there, and then my friend ran out of gasoline over there, and then. But I agree. Yes. I think this is it's weird to say this, but I feel like this band, none of the members look like each other. Like they don't. It looks like a Craigslist band ad, like seeking, like each one of them looks like complete. But
well, yeah,
it
works.
They've got really well.
They've got the white dude in dreads that works.
Yep.
Like, I gotta give him credit. The white dude in dreads that works. The drummer that looks like he should be in
POD, like
a college rock band.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say POD, but yeah.
Yeah, I
guess that would be two POD guys then, right? If you had
lead singer's POD. Drummer looks like Jimmy Eat World.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
And then do we got more? Wait, let's slow it down a little bit so I can catch these fellas and we can profile them.
I was trying to think, like, honestly, dude, I was trying to think of the nicest way to say this, but because I really do like this song, but I think I would like this song a lot better if I didn't see the band playing it first. Does that make sense? And I don't mean that, and I honestly don't mean that as a negative thing. Like my weird, stupid perception of people. Like, he looks like the gothy guy, he looks like the hippie guy.
Yeah. Wait.
You know what I mean?
Wait. Extrapolate on that. What do you mean?
Like I am unfortunately somebody who sometimes lets I judge a book by its cover kind of thing. Like I judge a band by their fan. So like a lot of times it's
like you don't watch Rick and Morty.
No.
Yeah, because Rick and Morty fans are the worst.
Right. Like and not, but I didn't not watch it for that reason, but I do not watch it now. And almost everybody that asks me about it, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like I kind of go like, and I kind of judge that person a little bit more, but it's also like, I just kind of, I don't know. I like what I like in the way I like it. And for some reason, visually, like if I were to just, this was to pop up on my Discover Weekly one week, I would definitely follow this band. But like watching them, I judge them more because like I notice that none of them look like their friends outside of the band. That's what I mean. You know what I'm saying? I guess that makes more sense. You don't have to be Guar. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to all be wearing
that would be
costumes.
Funny. They're like,
it's Guar or nothing with me.
Andy, not one of them was dressed up like a demon. What is this horse shit you're giving me?
But to me, this is what I'm saying is how my stupid brain works is like, it might as well be a Keith from Every Time I Die, the bass player from Guar, the drummer from fucking Mars Volta, and like, you know what I mean? It sounds great, but if I'm watching that and they're all in their normal garb, I'm gonna be like, who the fuck are these guys?
Why
is he? You know what I mean?
That's a funny. I don't really like. I always joke.
I know that's dumb.
What?
I know that's dumb.
Well, I think I wouldn't let that be like a determining factor, but I'm trying to say is I get where it comes from because
Okay.
I think I got over that a while ago because for the longest time my favorite band was Bomb the Music Industry, and I think that band name is really dumb. But I was
Yeah.
like, I just think it's
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I've said this many a time before. It's like a cringy band name, but they were just so good, and they were so like if you listen to that, if go listen to most Bomb the Music Industry, if you want to know what I was like in my early 20s. Like that's how like locked into them I was. So I could give a fuck what the band name was. But I'm trying to think of an example. Like I've been do you ever listen to The Damned?
No. Yeah. But I have not, I only laugh like that because I saw them live once at
Really?
late like literally like 2019 and
I mean,
2000.
Pat,
I have
I know how old you are. I could ballpark when you saw him. I didn't think
Well-
you fucking saw him in England in the 80s.
no, I'm not saying like
You're like, "Oh, I was at their Top of the Pop show."
well, they weren't one of my first bands I ever saw. I literally saw them like 4 years ago, I think. So,
Yeah.
but I don't think I'd ever really like gave them I listened to them or anything
Yeah.
like that because like they started playing and I was just like, this is what everybody likes. And
Really?
yeah, it wasn't bad, but it was like, damn, really? This is one of the most punk fucking bands ever? Like it didn't really
Well, to give them
but again, they're old, they're older. I know that.
to give them a little bit of pass, it was like late 70s, early 80s. They were one of the first 3 punk bands in England.
Mhm.
So yeah, they're not gonna sound like fucking Black Flag, but they're still gonna be. You always got to remember, like you'll read these whenever you read old books or whatever the fuck about punk, they always bless you. They always bring up
I tried to do
the
that off mic, but I just pointed it towards the mic like a minute.
dude. It was so loud. It was so loud on the mic. But no, whenever you read these like old punk books or watch the docs, they like you'll see these dudes who like grew up in the 70s and they'll be like, dude, when the fucking Stooges came out, that shit was crazy. And then
Yeah.
you go back and listen to it and you're like, this is fine. But then
Yeah.
you gotta think in the context of what the other bands were like, and you're like,
Right.
oh, the Stooges were crazy.
Yeah, that
You know what
was crazy at the time. Yes.
Yeah, at the time, like now there's there's stuff that make the Stooges sound like fucking who's the fucking bopper, whatever the fuck his name was. God damn it,
the
Buddy
Big
Holly.
Bop- Oh, I was gonna say what?
I don't remember. I don't know things.
Justin
Uh,
Bieber?
Yeah, but fucking we talk about music on here that makes the Stooges sound like fucking Buddy Holly. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But with like modern you gotta remember the context then. But I will say this, because I've been into The Damned right now because I've been listening to shout out No Dogs in Space, great music history podcasts with some people from Last Podcast on the Left and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Great fucking podcast. And I'm listening to the episode on The Damned, and I went back and I listened to their first album. I think it's just called Damn 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 or whatever. I gotta give them props, like for an album from what it was, like the late 70s. I think it like rips pretty good, and it sounds good too. Maybe I might have listened to like a remastered thing.
I'll have to give that a shot. Yeah, I'll have to listen to it because I think literally the first time I heard them and knew who they were. Actually, shout out to a past episode. We were talking about short music for short people. I think that was another time I heard them, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay. I was just kind of like, it is usually a skipped song on my part, but a lot of the bands that I loved The Damned, so I always kind of like just gave them a pass. But when I actually saw them, I was walking past the stage and they were playing, and I was just like, yikes. Like I don't like this at all. Like
Well, they were always one of those bands too that like they didn't always do themselves any they sometimes worked against themselves, where they had the like crazy stage show, and then a crazy stage show is fun visually, but it doesn't always translate musically.
right.
But I brought up The Damned. I got a little sidetracked, but I brought up The Damned to kind of like back up your point about appearance. And The Damned was a band where like one dude would have been in like a crazy costume, and then the lead singer. Do you remember that band Aiden?
Aiden. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ew. Yeah, I remember them.
They're-
Ew. Ew.
You didn't like them?
No. No. I made fun of those guys mercifully. Mercifully.
That was great that you said that.
This is why I'm an enigma. I will openly criticize anyone, but will leave myself just bare-assed, ready for it to get slapped anytime somebody wants to make fun of me for anything.
Well, that's pretty hot.
Sorry.
But yeah, I brought up Aiden because I forgot the lead singer of the Damned. Oh, I just remembered it, Captain Sensible. But he had this look where he would always wear all black and like heavy fucking dark eyes and shit.
Yeah.
And but then the rest of the band, and then there's that. That's later Captain Sensible when he went solo. But if you look in their early shit, he looked like the lead singer of Aiden and shit like that. But then the rest of the band would just look like a punk band from the late 70s. So there is a part where you're like, you all look fine individually, but make it make sense. That's not a determining factor for me as a band, but I say all this to tell you, I get where you're coming from.
When I was in bands, anytime I was in a band, it was always like a weird thing with me that I was like, we don't have to wear matching clothing, but we have to dress somewhat within the same style. You can't have super gauntlet guy that has like leather shit all up and down his arms, and then a fucking surfer dude, and then like unless your music can speak beyond any. But that's what I'm saying is this band I think is so close to that. It's just like it's one of those things that like I'm taken out of it because it looks like one guy's in the Black Crowes, one guy's in the fucking in like Dillinger, another guy's in like fucking Deftones, and then you know what I mean. Like it's not that I don't think that they look bad. I just don't think that they match up enough with each other, and I know that's my dumb great, but that's a great point, especially when you're in that. Imagine if Guar, the only two people that dedicated themselves were like the lead singer and the drummer. Do you know what I mean? Like and everybody else was just wearing jeans.
I get it. That's like it's like a weird thing. It's like a weird thing to say out loud because all the stuff we listen to, like punk rock, hardcore, it's a weird thing to say out loud because it feels like it goes against like punk and hardcore and shit.
Right.
But at the same time, there is this part of you where you're like,
it's a visual medium. You're making a music video.
You're like, I enjoy. Now, I don't think Johnny Booth. They didn't do that. That didn't stick out for me. But I get what you no, like I didn't look at them and was like, oh, you guys don't match or whatever. But I get like the point. Generally speaking, the point you're making, there is this thing where you're like, you guys should like match the same vibe.
Call each other, yeah. Like, dude, like at least wear like at least you don't have to wear the same color. You don't have to be the Hives or anything like that. You don't have to be in suit and tie and all this other shit. Like you just like, oh, we're all like I don't know, man. Like I don't know. And like I said, that's just a weird thing with me. It's but like it just either be dressed so nondescript or whatever, or so like incognito that it just doesn't matter. It's like blend in or kind of match or kind of and it should kind of be natural. So that's why I say I'm thinking like, do these guys like all have like one guy has like a nice condo, another guy lives out in his van. It's like it seems like they were manufactured. That's what it is. I think that's what it is. It feels more manufactured to me. And even though it sounds great, you know what I mean? I just gotta, I don't know.
I hear you.
Speaking of Guar, I know I've brought up Guar.
What?
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say we got 12 Roots in the chat again. He said joined in. Did you guys see Anti-Flag broke up while on tour? Yeah. Did you see this?
Oh, I did not see that, but that kind of goes into a comparison one that I wanted to go into, but I didn't know.
Let's talk about that in a minute because I just wanted to. Yeah, I did want to mention that, but I want to get into. I wanted to say one more thing about this Johnny Booth song, where so I like the contrast from verse to chorus where they kind of went heavy to more light and upbeat. And there was definitely a time period where, like, do you remember the time period where A Day to Remember just ruined a bunch of bands because they were like, oh, we'll play Chugga Chuggas on the chorus or on the verse, and then we'll just do Senses Fail songs on the chorus.
Yeah.
And like the thing, it's like they have to fit the same tone so they can segue in and out of each other. You can't just do a pop punk chorus and then breakdowns on the verse. It's fucking weird. But yeah, Johnny Booth, I thought their segueing in and out of that was very good. And what I liked about it is they kind of kept it the same vibe with the tempo. So that it never got, like, they had the one part where there was a big breakdown and shit, but generally speaking, if you like listening to the drums, the tempo was kind of like the same the whole time. They never hit a fast part. They never hit really like a halftime part, but it felt like it actually changed up. When hardcore bands and heavy bands and stuff like that do that, I get a little bit bored. And I was very impressed because I was like, oh, I'm still in this.
Yeah.
And last thing, I just remembered this. That song, 5-minute song, did not get fucking boring to me. The pacing of it was very good because they went verse, chorus, like heavy breakdown bridge, and then brought it in on the final chorus, but like bringing in the heavy and light tones and mashing them up into one. I thought this was a very well-constructed song from beginning to end.
Yeah, just a final thought with that. Speaking of tone, I thought the tone, like all of their instruments' tone, had an incredible sound. The bass sounded really good, and a lot of times, like there's some part of it, like the production, the song. Like I said, again with the song, no notes. Like I thought that was great. I thought everything like that. It's just the visuals again. I'm getting hit with the visuals today. I like the music. I love the music. And I thought it sounded the pure tone of the whole song and like the production of it is great. And like I can only second everything that you said. Like as far as the structure of the song was great. It was really great. But you know, let's get a fashion consultant.
You guys are in a heavy band. You're not in the Counting Crows. Catch the fuck up, fellas.
Let's dirty up those dreads. Let's mess up the dreads a little bit. Let's think more corn. Less. No, you know what I mean? You.
There was to be fair to you, a lot of button downs for a hardcore band.
Not button downs. What are you doing, guys? Loosen up. Have some fun. You know what I mean?
Let's get a fucking ratty t-shirt and some ripped jeans, boys.
Act like you've been here.
on last thing I wanted to say actually on visuals. A lot of times with these bands, because we were saying they're not an invest early, but there's still time because there's going to be major gains on these guys. You know what I mean? It's not the earliest, but it's still semi early. If you invest now, you're gonna have a lot of gains on these fellas. And then a lot of times when you're in that sort of like status, like perfect context of how big this band is. Video's been out for a week. Great song, but they're only at 14K views, which I really shouldn't say only. If any of our stuff hit 14K, I'd come out my ass.
Yeah.
But
I would come out of your ass as well.
I would come into your ass and then have you come that into my ass.
A real Scooby-Doo door of cum. You'd come in my ass, and then I'd come out of your ass, and then
I'd pull the condom off your dick, and I'd be like, "It was you the whole time."
I would have gotten away with it. It wasn't for you, pesty jizz.
Johnny Booth is watching this clip, and they're like, "We can't share this, guys. You're talking about."
Can you stop talking about how bad we look and good we sound, and just get away from the cum talk, please?
The point I was gonna make is a lot of bands at this level, when they make the music videos, there's a great chance that the girl who's like the main character in the video is like one of their friends. Yeah. And a lot of times when they film these videos, it's just so obvious it's one of their friends. This felt like actors that were, it just felt really professional. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say it seems like, and I guess I'm gonna kind of shit on that point a little bit. When it got to
shit on it. Come when it got to ass. Shit on it.
Come on, wait. Okay. I'll head over in a minute. But no, the CD or the DVD VHS TV combo at the end, it smells a little bit as if all of their families' garages were raided for props for the video, but the person that they hired to do the video knows what the fuck they're doing. Like they put
Yeah.
money into it. There's almost too many effects. You know what I mean? Like with like the close up. And I got to tell you, there's one standard shot that I see and we always see in a lot of hardcore videos, screamy videos, anything like that, is like the close up of like them like screaming into the microphone. I'd love to see a POV once of like a camera on the top of the microphone, almost like they're holding that like almost like where it's just like their mouth. Wouldn't that be fucking cool as shit? Fisheye of like a mouth
Maybe.
screaming.
When you did it, I hated it.
Okay, well, I'm not a singer. Obviously, I sound terrible.
You know what shot I like? Sometimes they'll do it in live, like when they have music videos with live footage. I like when they randomly, like they'll do it like 4 times or so in the video where they randomly throw in the GoPro on the guitar head.
Yeah, I love that. Every time I die, I think it was the first band that I saw do that. That was fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you can't, don't
Maybe not the
over,
first.
don't overdo it, but like throw it in a couple times just
Yeah.
to throw you off. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. Hell yeah. That's a great point.
Thank you, buddy. You're great.
Shut up. Fuck off.
Come
Fuck
on my
you.
ass. Come on my ass. Let's since 12 Roots brought it up, let's do a quick pivot to some news because this was actually kind of fucking interesting. Did you see this?
Oh, whoa.
Dude,
Makes sense.
out of nowhere.
I knew it.
Out
Damn
of
it.
nowhere.
I fucking knew it.
Well, why didn't you tell?
Saying
No,
it for years.
but like out of nowhere. So I found out about the breakup before I found out about the possible rape allegations.
Wait,
and
what does
shit.
that mean? Wait,
Let-
what does that mean? Following possible rape
I'm
accusations?
explaining it, Patrick.
Oh, fuck your fucking. I'm gonna smoke more weed. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah, no, this is YouTube. Weed, don't smoke weed. It doesn't rule when you do that.
No, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read
But
my
yeah,
Bible.
so before I found out about the possible rape allegations, I literally just saw, dude, this tweet is insane. Do they have so this is just a copy and paste from it, but the tweet is literally Anti-Flag has disbanded. The Patreon has been switched into a mode where it will no longer charge the monthly feed. It will begin to process refunds to all patrons on the coming weeks. Once all refunds are processed, the Patreon will also be removed. So
What
like
is the Patreon?
randomly that tweet just, they're in the middle of a fucking tour right now. So that tweet just comes out and everyone's just like, what the fucking shit is going on? And then it gets brought up that apparently there's a podcast out. It's called, I believe it's called Enough, and it is about it's I forget if it's central to like the music scene, but it's basically girls telling their like sexual assault stories and stuff like that, to kind of like bring light to it and all that kind of stuff. And apparently on the newest episode, there was a girl telling a story. They didn't specify the band. They didn't specify the band or anything, but they were basically like a prominent political band. That episode comes out, and then the next day, Anti-Flag is like, we're not a band anymore. Okay, bye. We're gonna jump off this tour. Patreon's done.
The old you can't fire me, I quit.
Yeah, so here's the thing. We're not like, we can't really do a lot of detective work like we did with fucking Dance Gavin Dance, because there's not a whole lot. There's a podcast, and then Anti-Flag just went away.
Yeah, this is kind of this feels like the shortest episode of SVU ever. I don't even think we would get to Ice-T.
No, yeah, we would not have Ice-T convincing a dude that he's gay. We would not have what?
Why you been writing all these songs about politics when you've been raping girls?
You all about freedom? Well, there's no freedom from you, motherfucker.
I just wanted to do the list. I just wanted to. Why you been writing these songs about?
Yeah, you had a way better Ice-T. I just threw Ice-T into like a fucking 70s blaxploitation movie.
Hey y'all, I'm a police officer.
Hey, you jive turkey, put down that guitar and stop raping.
Look at my big ass wife.
Hey, anti-flag, look at my wife's big ass tits.
Yeah. You better not rip my wife's butt.
Oh no, don't look at her tits. That'll get you riled up. You'll write a song about communism and how it's good, you fucking goofy motherfucker.
Chung chung. Dick Wolf.
Chung chung.
Created by Dick Wolf.
Created by Dick Wolf. Anti-flag all got arrested. Yeah, so but all jokes aside, there is no hard evidence on it right now. It's just the podcast came out, and then the next day, the most lacking of context tweet and band disbandment fucking ever. So there's no proof, but it feels a little fishy.
This is so this is a very interesting thing with me, like, and it kind of it reminds me of O.J. Simpson, Andrew. You're
saying they're all completely innocent.
Okay.
You're about to compare it to OJ. You're about to say they didn't do it clearly.
There's a weird thing with OJ. They weren't allowed to involve it in the trial, but if you remember from at least like retellings, I don't know if I remember this necessarily live or if it was just how many times they replayed it and replayed it and replayed it. But when she was discovered killed, and then they were like, I feel like when they're like, oh, we're just gonna ask him because you live near here and you're married, you know that's your ex-wife and everything like that. Maybe we should ask you. And he goes, oh, whoa, and runs, grabs a gun, and is crying and threatening suicide in the back of the Bronco as it's driving away because he's, you know what I mean? And
yeah. No, that was the.
And that was not allowed to be brought up in the trial. And I go like, I feel like that's important. It's important to bring up that right after this podcast comes out, that Anti-Flag's like, hey, we got to go. Bye. And then this is essentially kind of, and this is just my assumption. This is my opinion, but this feels like a gun to the back, to your own head in the back of a Bronco driving down the highway in a low speed chase. Like, you know what I mean? Kind of feels like a little bit of an omission. So
yeah, it doesn't I like to keep it a buck. There's like we said, there's no actual like proof or hard evidence, but it don't feel right. It don't feel good.
This doesn't make me feel more confident in their innocence or his innocence. Let me say.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I can say. I don't know any of the facts. I don't know. I haven't even heard the accusations necessarily, but you gotta die for your government, you know.
Yeah,
and all that shit.
You gotta die. You gotta die. And then you also have to write. You have to write bass parts that have no business being on punk songs.
I feel like this was another. I mean, this would have been a fun comparison episode to do until all of these accusations, because now we have a different story to talk about, Anti-Flag. But I almost wanted to do another verses with including Anti-Flag.
Yeah.
But I guess now we can't because they're hateful sex pigs that enslave women in human trafficking.
No,
allegedly.
Now we have to fight cancel culture and do Anti-Flag episodes every single week.
Dude, this is this like not, this isn't the closest thing to Cosby and Punk, is it?
No. Oh God, no.
Because no, because this is a band that is like, dude, so a funny story about Anti-Flag. I saw them once at a Warped Tour.
And you were in the back while they were assaulting women, and you said, "A-okay with me, Justin."
I was like, "What? I gotta go."
You're like,
"Don't do anything." Anti who? I'm gonna go check out Guttermouth. Bye. No,
you were standing there. You're like, this reminds me of your song, "The Press Corps," because I don't want to talk about it. Sorry, I was struggling to remember the lyrics because I was like, I also have an Anti-Flag reference to this.
this was the year, or this was the exact moment I think I finally was like, I don't even give a shit that I do like some of their songs. I'm fucking done with this band. I was at a Warped Tour and I was like, all right, Anti-Flag's playing. Like, they're gonna play the hits. It's Warped Tour. I'm gonna just check them out for a little bit. And I was hanging out in the crowd, and they're kind of, you know how they just kind of play like a solid bass tone, and like the drums are going, is like, we just want to thank everybody for coming out and supporting us for all these years. And like, okay, yeah, cool. And then they're like, and we just want you to know that. And then they just start going. He just starts going into this whole long spiel of like, you don't have to act like this, and you don't have to do that, and if the government is telling you how to live your life, and you can tell them to fuck off and all, and dude, no lie, it was like a fucking 5-minute thing, dude. You get
if the government is
minutes.
telling you, if the government's telling you don't hold down that girl when she says no, you tell them, don't oppress me, government.
And this is where I'm like, dude, you could not be preaching to more of the crowd, of your own crowd. Like, you're preaching to the choir here, and not to mention, like, also tries to stamp it with a, we, just so you know, we're not here for any fucking racist shit or sexist shit,
dude.
Or if you're out here assaulting women. And it's like, oh man,
bro, when I went to go see the Interrupters, they did the same shit. They
You're
were like,
the hits, dude.
They were like, we're putting up with no racism, sexism, transphobia, and if you see that shit, fucking stop it. And you're like,
who's gonna do that here?
I think we'll be fine at at the Interrupters show. I think we'll be fine.
There's not a ton of bigots here. and not only that, but also, dude, you have a 30-minute set. Let's go here. We're on a limit.
And it's not the fucking... Here's the thing that annoys me with that shit, where it's like, guys, this isn't like the fucking 80s hardcore scene,
right?
Where you literally have like roaming Nazi gangs.
Right.
Like,
we're our hardest edge dudes out there. We're the hardest edge dudes, and we're like, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, you literally just have to worry about us saying gay or retarded too much. That's
and
the
we
biggest
won't say
thing.
it around you, okay?
We'll be cool. It'll hurt. It'll be the hardest thing I've done that day.
Because you're going to do a lot of gay retarded shit. And I'm not going to be able to tell you how stupid it is.
I won't be able to express myself.
But dude, this feels like that's why I brought up the Cosby and like, because of the whole like, oh, so you're just going to preach. You're just going to be like, you don't do that. You better be, you're bad. You're bad. And then it's like, whoa, I'm sorry. Whoops. I guess I made a whoopsie.
I guess I sexually assaulted a girl. I'm sorry.
That's a pretty big allegation. And then you hauling ass doesn't really help your case, in my opinion.
Yeah. For the sake of fairness, he don't got. It's only one accusation. It ain't Cosby numbers.
It's not Cosby numbers. Correct.
But yeah, no, like I said, we don't have any hard evidence. But I get the point you're making, where it's like. Because that's like a common theme of these people. It's do not protest or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And then they end up being the thing they're railing against. So
like,
it's definitely
exactly.
It's definitely happened before. Yeah.
Like, he probably, like, also, I you know what? I want to start a hashtag. Let's find out his fucking voting record, dude. I want to find out how this motherfucking vote, when he ended up in other tax brackets over the years. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're just like, well, you know, I mean, like, clean air is great and everything, but I got a Lexus, you know?
I'd be shocked if it was anything but Democrat the whole time. He probably was voting Democrat, but sitting there being like, please, someone, cut my taxes, please, Republican, cut my taxes.
Well, dude, Trump being elected, I'm sorry, that helped your bank account, bro. Like, you got a whole new album out of that if you want.
Dude, that's the funniest part. That's the funniest part about rappers who make it big. When they make it, because you're poor on the first album. You have no money on the first album that gets big. The second album, you have money, but you're not like rich. And then by the third album, if you're still fucking hitting it, that's when you're fucking rich. And that's when you start getting, that's when you start making money, and you just look at the numbers and you're like, they took half of my money in taxes. And
Yeah.
and by the third album, because that's what happens. That's what people don't realize. Like, don't get me wrong, you're going home with 400, 500K, but they took the same amount away from you. And that's when you start hearing rapper J. Cole did it. I think Kendrick did it. I want to say ASAP Rocky did. I can't remember that one for sure. But you hear a lot of rappers that got big, and around their third album, they're always like, hey, what's up? Taxes are kind of high, don't you think, guys?
Yeah. Guys, I mean, have you seen the estate rates over here? I mean, that's hey. I'm gonna have to move my business to Palm Beach. Like, I was like, what are you talking about? I don't understand what you mean.
I wanted to say this before we got pretty far away from OJ, but I always love mentioning this. The Bronco thing where it was like, all right, we have to have a trial. You're like, yeah, we do have to have a trial, but the Bronco thing kind of told us everything we needed to know.
Dude, literally everything we need. He has a gun. He has a gun.
Like
he didn't use the gun.
I don't like to get on board with the whole, like, whenever they try to like take away your privacy, there's always some fucking idiot who's like, well, if you're not hiding anything, what does it matter? And you're like, well, no, don't get in my fucking computer and my phone. But I will, but in a similar vein, you know, people who don't kill people don't usually go on high speed, low speed chases with a gun
with somebody at gunpoint.
Yeah, when they're completely innocent,
crying and threatening suicide by and you know what I mean? Like, that's like, I'm not saying I'm not saying you're a bad person.
It's not hard evidence.
It's not hard evidence, but it's pretty damning. It's pretty damning, if I may.
It leans me in a certain direction to think a certain amount of things. But the other part I want to
witness a bit. Yeah.
The other part about the OJ thing that was my favorite thing. It's like the famous thing with the glove, and they're like, try on the glove. And he's like, all right. And then he puts the glove on, and he's just like, but you look at the glove, it fit his hand perfectly.
Yeah, it looks like it's perfect. And he's just like, what do you mean? I don't know. It's just...
Yeah, but he's just like, he's not getting it on all the way. And he's just like, wow, what's going on? I don't fucking, that's my other.
He turned it, if it was like a black and white screen, it would be an infomercial for like, has this ever happened to you?
Have you ever been accused of murder?
Like him going like, well, we've got the solution. Shoe caddy. No, I think that them not including the Bronco stuff, like them just going like, it didn't mean anything. It was nothing. He was having a breakdown because of his
head hurt.
But literally nobody even mentioned murder to him. They just said that there was something that happened, and they said, where were you last night? And he, I don't know. I don't know the exact.
Like, sorry, I'm not like checking Twitter. I'm looking up. Jesus fucking Christ. I gotta get a new fucking phone. This goddamn what's the thing where they're putting it, like, because
I know what you're gonna talk about. They're putting out
a new phone in
planned obsolescence.
Planned obsolescence. Yeah, like the new phone comes out in like September, and now to be fair, I've had my iPhone for a while, but it like in the past month, it just had a complete shift in how it works. And
I read a
story. Make any sense.
I read a story not too long ago about France that they're actually like the actual country of France is actually trying to do something to like make that incredibly illegal. There's already a lot of laws apparently against it in France as of right now, and it's about planned obsolescence as well as non-authorized dealers not being able to work on phones and other things. So like there's ways that they can continue to use the same phone for years and years and years and have it repaired and replace parts and things like that over the time. But that's actually becoming where you can only go to Apple authorized, like actual ones for like Apple phones and shit like that. You can only go to Apple places, and there's no more like mom and pop authorized retailers or anything like that anymore.
I don't like that.
It's crazy.
I exclusively get my phone fixed by a Middle Eastern guy. I don't.
You go to the mall kiosk.
Yeah, and I want a giant fucking life-size phone outside his fucking kiosk.
A dancing phone. Somebody
Not a
in
life-size phone,
costume.
just like a phone cut out the shape of me. And
Mm-hmm.
I want a Middle Eastern dude in flip-flops and joggers to fix my fucking phone. I want him to go back into a room where I don't see any of it.
Right.
That's what I want.
Yeah. And that's
so-
what in France. Good luck.
Goddamn French. Let's check this out because I don't know how much you're gonna like this, but I thought this was interesting. Pat, do you know who put out a fucking EP today?
Who?
Fucking Yellowcard.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I gotta be honest, I enjoyed a decent amount of Yellowcard back in the day. I remember texting. I think I texted you about this. I was listening to because I'll give it to Yellowcard. Ocean Avenue, that album, it rips. It's a good fucking album. And there's shit on there. I forget which song it was, but I was listening to this one song on Ocean Avenue. I was like, this sounds like NoFX. It was the he has a song about his dad on there. Like you can hear NoFX in the song. And I was like, that's pretty cool for like a pop punk band that kind of got like they kind of got written off as a little bit of a gimmick band because it's like, oh yeah, you got a fucking violin, whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
If I could find you now. Now I couldn't remember the song. I was like, I know Yellowcard, and I was like, they had other hits, right?
Yeah, they had Ocean Avenue. There's a place off Ocean Avenue. No, they had I'll be honest, I only really listened to that album, but that's a pretty like for pop punk emo shit. That's a good album front to back.
Yeah.
But this one, I'll be straight up. I listened to this earlier today. I wasn't overly impressed, but I still want to play it and then talk about it for reasons that will become relevant in a second.
Shoulders, it's tough. What's your talent? Mine's calling a bluff. Empty words full of glorious gifts. Never came, never showed, so I quit. Sifting through all the locks and the keys. Thought I was solving life's mysteries. Used to lean on a crutch of desire. Speaking truth with the tongue of a liar. Now I see a different exposure. Memories
right, there we go. That was 3 minutes more by Yellowcard. And the reason I wanted to play it, and I'm really curious about your opinion about it, is so I listened to that and I go, I was playing it this morning when I was at work, and I go, this is pretty good. But if you just like played that song, because it was funny, as that's playing, I was going through the discography, and I got to be honest, I'm probably not the biggest authority on Yellowcard, because I did not realize how many fucking albums they have.
Oh, really? They've
Yeah.
been put out something after Ocean Avenue?
Yeah, dude, they put out more than one. They put out more than an album than Ocean Avenue.
Yeah, we're not the definitive Yellowcard podcast by any means.
Yeah, we're definitely Swifties without a doubt. We've established that, but we're not card carriers. I don't know. That sucks.
Card carriers is good. I like that. They should use that.
This is very funny. First album, midget tossing. That's awesome.
That doesn't age well.
But yeah, so they had a shit ton of albums. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked.
Damn, 10 albums? 10 full-length albums?
Yeah.
And these fucking lazy fucks are putting out an EP? Get to it.
Bro.
Where's number 11, you pussies?
Well, they haven't put out shit since fucking like 2016. In 2016.
Damn, they put out 10 albums in that time and haven't even been a band in almost 10 years?
Yo, I gotta give them credit.
God damn. That's prolific.
Yo, I thought Yellowcard fell off way harder than they actually did.
Yeah. But
Bro. So Yellowcard, they were huge in 03. And then 06 was actually, that album was actually bigger. And then after that, I was like, okay, they just went away. Like, you know, we all felt that. But like, look, dude, 07 charted at 13, 2011 charted at 19, 2012 number 10, and I gotta give them credit.
2012 was 10?
In 20
2012 was 10?
2012 was 10, Pat.
What?
But you know, for real though, like their last album was in 2016. I gotta give them credit. They hit 28. And I know that's not impressive, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, but for a 2016 Yellowcard album, 28 is impressive. I gotta give them credit for that.
That's very impressive. And not only that, but I kind of like this song. Like it reminded me of it didn't sound like, but it reminded me of Pulley, of old Pulley, or who's the other one?
I know them.
Oh, dude, it's kind of like it. What about 10-Foot Pole? You know 10-Foot Pole?
Heard of them.
Very similar. They're those two bands.
Okay.
Yeah, to me. Play. Can you play On My Way? Are you? We can play whatever, right? Yeah. But it's to me it's the drumming for sure. Another thing I noticed, and I don't know if you noticed this, I thought this is what you were going to bring up. No, I didn't hear no Get Fiddle, man.
It wasn't you hear it more on the rest of the EP.
Oh, they still do it? Okay, so he just
it's not very prominent. I was like 3 songs in before I realized I bet you it's there doing like rhythm fiddle.
He's got to do like, actually I thought that solo at the end, I thought that might have been him getting his shine, but maybe he has to boss tone this one and just dance for
What was the song called?
Pulley. I believe it's On My Way is the name of the song. That's in particular, that song reminded me of this song by Pulley. And like, but almost like new Pulley, but with like a little bit more defined vocals. Like I really kind of like this Yellowcard song, but it definitely reminded me of old punk songs that I used to.
Nothing's coming up when I type in Pulley band On My Way.
Really?
That might not be the name of the song.
Yeah, hold on.
So the reason I wanted to bring up this song was, you know, excited there's new Yellowcard. The song was good. That's not the point I'm trying to make. The song was enjoyable and good, but my only thing, cuz I've ever since we had the like modern rock conversation, and then I've been listening to some other music commentators, and they've been having similar conversations and stuff like that. I've been more mindful of like what these, you know, rock, pop punk, emo bands we listen to now sort of sound like. And my only thing was like, this song was good, But if you just played this randomly for me and you were like, all right, what year did Yellowcard put this song out? I'd be like, oh, there's probably like 05, right? And they're like, no, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
That's my only thing, which now the reason I want to amend that, which why I was giving them, because I was giving them so much props for how hard they held on to, it seems that doesn't matter. It seems that that's actually like getting them fucking paid. It seems like people are like, no, we like doing that. And I think we live in a day and age where you don't need to worry about, if your audience is satisfied, it's like, dude, keep doing the thing then.
Yeah, I think and obviously their audience is very pleased because they've stuck with them and kept them, because that's the thing. That's genuine. Like they took their time in the spotlight, like when they were like when we were seeing them played on the fucking radio, they were all over fucking TV and shit, and they got a solid fan base that stuck with them and continued to earn that fan base with their releases. Obviously, like 3 or 4 albums after we stopped paying attention to them, they debuted like their highest. Like, wasn't it like 10 or something like that? They were 12 one year, and then the next year there were 10. They start, you know what I mean? That's very impressive to start.
Well, actually, it was funny. So Ocean Avenue. Wait, let me pull it back up. Ocean Avenue debuted at 23, and then the album that was very popular, but it's funny. Yellowcard, they're remembered for Ocean Avenue,
right?
That one, yeah, the one after that debuted at 5.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like that, and then continuing to like even to where in 2016 they were still at like 28. That's still fucking very impressive, and that means their fan base stuck with them, and they continued to keep them happy. So like,
wow, this is like the biggest right turn. This is like the biggest 180 in Drag the Lake history. I thought we were going to be shitting on Yellowcard, and now we are utterly impressed by these gentlemen. Dude,
they remind me of one of my favorite bands growing up. And by the way, the song I was thinking of, I think, is called Gone. It's Pulley. The band is Pulley, and the name of the song is Gone. I believe that's the one that I was trying to think of. That was my mistake. But I think part of the lyrics is he goes, "I'm on my way." I think.
To stop it, but we just gotta back it up to hear the fucking quintessential Bad Religion fill.
Yeah, dude. That's
the Bad Religion fill.
Yeah, the rolling.
Yeah. This just reminded me why I liked playing this music as a drummer,
Yeah.
because it provided you a lot of influence over the sound. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
the guitar parts, I love this shot. I was like, dude, I'm listening to this like, dude, can we go back to this, please?
I know, man.
I
It's like
miss-
they call it like ADD punk. You know what I mean? Like there's never a break. There's never like a John.
Yeah. Well,
You know what I
it's
mean?
that shit it's that shit that's like almost pop punk, but they clearly listen to a bunch of Bad Religion.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's one of those things that you're in the same realm as a lot of bands that are using these super fast drum beats and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And something to stand out, being more melodic. You know what I mean? Like obviously, again, like you said, you can see the Bad Religion influence in them a lot, but also what can you add to it? And it's like how every part, the fills, everything is like bouncy. Like you never stop at any point.
Well, you
And it's like
realize
boom, boom, boom,
I've
boom.
been-
You know?
Yeah, I've been listening to and we should talk. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about this on the main ep this week. But I was listening to Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
We're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll save that for the next one.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
we gotta wrap this up in a little bit. We don't
There's
have
some
time.
heated text. There's
We don't-
let's just a little more Photoshop or foreshadowing would be the fact that there was a heated text exchange about this band, and we won't give you the insight on either way. Exactly.
Wait
how it
till Sunday morning, 11 a.m. We
you're gonna
will
love
be extrapolating on that. But no, because I was listening to the podcast about the Damned,
Mhm.
and then I just watched this thing on Suicidal Tendencies. I've been really into like 80s hardcore, which the Damned isn't 80s hardcore, but it's right before that.
yeah.
But I've been really into like 80s hardcore this week, and listening to this, I know it's like minor tweaks to styles can just open up a whole range of different things you can do.
You're
So, like,
almost in a whole other genre. Yeah.
Well, the funniest part about 80s hardcore was like, it's like they almost had to be really fast because they were bad, and they were all bad at playing.
Yeah.
They were all bad at playing their instruments, and
Yeah.
it's easier to fake it. Like when you're just going like do do da da do do da da. It's easier to fake that you're able to play your instrument when you're going da 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 da. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
but then you realize like this right here. This is what we just listened to, pretty fucking fast. But it's not like 80s hardcore fast. And you realize when you just slow it down a little, a little bit, it opens up so many more options on what you can do. And to bring it back to what I was saying earlier, remember, like, because I used to play in some bands with like this, we'd play some songs kind of like this and stuff like that. And you realize you actually have a lot of options to influence the sound as a drummer, because the guitar parts are literally just like, so like I'm laughing listening to this drum part, and the drum part you play for this is usually do da 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 do. Listen to every old fucking AFI song. That's the drum part on every AFI song.
The fact that this song starts with the fill that it starts with, I knew you would appreciate it. Like that's how it starts. It starts with.
Let me play that again. I forget the fill. Oh, okay.
It literally starts with it starts with this like just like again. I think the drummer has quite a bit of influence on this band. I think you're absolutely right, Andy. I think you're much like maybe he might be the director of that music video as well. Who knows?
Maybe.
More shots on the drummer.
Wait, what bands was Capra's drummer in before this? But no, it's like little stuff where, later in the song it was still close to boo da boo da 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 or whatever the fuck I was saying before, but he like changed it up a little bit. And yeah, this just reminds me of the fucking music I miss playing.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, this is some of the most fun. This is some of the most fun, expressive music to play. And I think, and just to put a pin in this conversation about like Yellowcard, I really paying homage to what obviously you, the reason we have the show, all I think would agree is probably the one of the greatest eras in punk rock. You know how in wrestling there's like the golden age, there's the attitude era. Like, I think, dude, the emo era, I don't know what to even say necessarily what it is, because we, like you said, by just tweaking it and just like turning it down just a little bit, but playing with tempos in different ways, and we had like some of the best, most melodic punk band, like Pulley. It was one of my favorite. 10-Foot Pole again was another one that's very similar to them. Melancholy was one of my favorites. NoFX, obviously my favorite. Like melodic, emotional punk songs, like not just regular pop punk, but like something like a little bit more, even more meaningful. I don't know. It's like one of those things that like this band, I have no idea what the fuck he's singing about, but I fucking feel it, dude. I love that song. That song still gives me goosebumps. I still love Pulley so much just because of their uniqueness, you know?
That's a really good point. That's a really good point to make, because like I've talked about them a bunch before. Like Take It Back Sunday is one of my favorite bands ever. I've listened to their first album, Tell All Your Friends, 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, pick any of those songs. Ask me what they're about. I don't fucking know. I know how I feel. I know how I feel when I listen to them.
Yeah. Like, dude, that brought me back to listening to that on the fucking bus back and forth to fucking school, just hating school, just being like, man, what? Yeah.
Actually, speaking of the bus, Take It Back Sunday and music like this reminds me of the bus, because it would every day, because you're older than me, but we still went through, we basically had similar experiences growing up.
I'm probably still in the same grade as you. I'm a little bit older than you, but we're probably still in the same grade.
Yeah, you were driving to middle school. No, I'm saying like we were both taking our fucking compact disc players on the bus in middle school.
Yeah.
And I remember, dude, there's mornings where I'm standing there and I was like, are we listening to Sticks and Stones today, or are we listening to Tell All Your Friends? Like, this is important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dude.
Because once you start it, you can't, like, not that you can't change it, but you're like, no, I want it. This is what's going to set the mood. And dude, the amount of times that I'm rolling into school with fucking goosebumps and just fucking rocking the fuck out and just loving, like, dude, that was like the last great part of my day until fucking lunch. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Pat, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of preaching to the choir.
Oh, but yo, what if you had one of those? You had one of those. Like I remember in the morning if I started the day with. Actually, I hated that when you'd have your schedule where you start the day with gym. And you're like, and I'll just be sweaty the rest of the day because I'm not getting a fuck. First off, even if I had, like, you don't have time to get a shower, and if I have I'm not getting a shower at school.
Yeah,
that's
gay.
That's
I'm
crazy.
I'm not gay. No matter what they all say, I'm not fucking gay. Okay.
It's that Piper Perry meme, like on the other side of your camera. You're the little white girl sitting on the couch.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, that's me.
No, yeah, I would try to fucking if I had a period that was near the snack machines. But yeah, no, it would be the best part of the day, second to lunch. That's what I was gonna ask. How long was your commute? God damn it, I'm 33. How long was your ride into school?
It was about like because I got bused to the south side. It was like 30 minutes roughly.
Yeah,
30 minutes or so.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like. From my parents' house to the high school is probably like 20 minutes. So to add all the stops and stuff, it was probably like a good 30, 40 minutes, which was like the perfect time to really get it. Because that was the other part. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm there for fucking 10 minutes. I can listen to a couple. It's like, no, what's an album that I can like dig into and listen to this whole time? Because I remember like I was big into Andrew WK. At that time, but a whole bus ride of Andrew WK, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
The
that's
pacing,
too much party.
That's too much. It's too much. Dude, 4 songs in, he's already talking about party 3 times.
Yeah, and you're like, and honestly, you know what's that? That's a long trip with Andrew WK exclusively could really ruin Andrew WK for you.
Oh, that literally happened to me one time. my neighbor Zach, and I appreciate this part of it. Him and his dad took me to a Phillies game, which I appreciate the hell out of it. They also, to bring it back to music, his family took me to see David Bowie one time.
David Bowie.
Yeah, and I didn't even know Bowie. I didn't know Bowie that well. It was middle school or early high school. I can't remember. No, it was probably middle school, because when I got to high school, I didn't hang out with Zach that much anymore.
I feel like that's an elite thing. That's an elite artist to have seen, Andy. I doff my cap to you. That's a pretty cool thing to have in your cap.
Hey, give it up to the Shoemakers, dude. They hooked it up. The Shoemakers hooked it up. And yeah, dude, I remember I didn't know. I was just like, I knew who David Bowie was. So when they were like, do you want to come see David Bowie with us? I knew enough to go, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like, besides Under Pressure, I didn't know a fucking song by David Bowie at the time.
Yeah, same.
And going into it, only knowing Under Pressure, David Bowie's a good live show.
Right. Yeah. That's got to be a wonderful surprise and incredibly charming. What a charmer that man is.
Yeah.
Shit out of him. Dead or alive.
Wait, what the fuck? Who the fuck was it? I was listening
David
to
Bowie.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Thanks, Pat. No, God damn it. I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about, it was back in the day when David Bowie and these other musicians were at this like house where they were like making music a bunch and stuff. And they were like so heavy into acid that I want to say it was one of the dudes of Led Zeppelin. I don't know if that's true or not, but one of these musicians was doing so much acid that he got to a point where he convinced himself that David Bowie was the devil. And he was horrified whenever David Bowie was around ever.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, the acid's scary. Have you done acid?
Nah, just mushrooms.
Yeah, no. Mushrooms seem way chiller.
Mushrooms rule, though.
I did mushrooms one time. Acid seems scary.
Do them again. Second time's better.
I'll do them again, just for you.
Let's do them right now.
Okay. You want to do a whole nother fucking hour?
Yeah, 2 hours. 4.
No, we got to wrap it up in a sec. What the fuck was I going to say? I was going to add one more thing. We were talking about music. Oh, Andrew WK. That's what...
Oh, yeah.
So shout out to the Shoemakers. They hooked me up. They took me to a Phillies game, which was very fun. But from where I live, that was about an hour and a half drive. Blasting Andrew WK's first album the entire ride. Ugh. So I heard that album.
That's not an hour and a half album.
I heard that album blasting like 3 times through. Yeah, that really, honestly, don't do that. If you can avoid that, it would, like you were saying before, it will sour you to Andrew WK.
That's why you can't listen to a full Lou Bega album. You know what I mean? Like, he may have some cool deep cuts and everything like that, but you're going to find a redundancy in this music that is not a bad. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's subjective. Art is subjective.
Wait. I got to cut you off. Lou Bega has a second song.
Yeah, Who Let the Dogs Out, right?
I saw someone tweeting today about Lou Bega, and I looked at the tweet and I go, "Oh, it's Bega."
What did you think, Vega? Like the game?
Vega. Yeah, I thought it was Vega.
That would be fucking cool as shit. And then I think if it's Vega, he's got to go Lewis. He's got to be Louis Vega.
Yeah, that hits a lot better.
Yeah, right. That's a lounge singer. You know what I mean? That's a guy with a little panache. He's not singing about Angela and Felicia and, you know.
Damn, he had 6 albums.
Dude, I'm telling you, Yellowcard, Lou Bega, those are very prolific artists.
I can't wait for the tour.
Dude, that would be one of the greatest festivals.
I gotta pick an artist like Lou Bega. Maybe I'll just do it with Lou Bega to just do a deep dive and see what happens.
I like how you pick up the guy with 2 albums to do the deep dive, but we just talked about how awesome Yellowcard has been. I'll pick Yellowcard.
First off, Lou Bega, the Lou Bega has 6 albums, Pat.
Sorry.
I'm looking at his wiki right now. He has 6 albums, and Yellowcard is a much less funnier deep dive. That would just be a real deep dive. I'm trying to do a funny deep dive.
Oh. I'm gonna do
like funny, like trying to learn what Pitbull's origin story was. Like learning that is funny.
Yeah. I want to find out.
Like who would do that? Why?
Yeah. I want to find out what
He's
DJ
Mr. Worldwide. Just leave the mystique there.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. We all know he lives in Miami. We get it. Okay, but you know,
not to be a stickler. It's Miami.
oh, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
All right, we got to wrap it
Hey,
up.
congratulations on your most recent tugboat upgrade. As
Mm.
a former tugboat myself, I gotta tell you,
This is
it's
a wow. You're waiting until we're wrapping it up to just throw out that fucking
Oh
misinformation.
no, I just wanted to say, big fan of the pod. Obviously,
We talked. I cleared up the air on panties, and I'll clear it up on here.
This is what I wanted to clear
It
up.
was not.
You
It
say
was not a tugboat. It was not a tugboat situation.
because of why? Because why?
To give people context, we had this game where we
It's life, buddy. It's not a game. It's life.
So we have this lifestyle where it's called freight training, where you're on stage, someone in the back or to the side goes up, and real keyword intentionally goofs off in the back to try to throw you off.
Mhm.
And your job as a freight train is to not acknowledge it. Now
Right.
Pat is trying to put tugboat on me because when we were doing the show with Nate, he accidentally, like a big dumb buffoon, dropped a bottle. Like a big
It was a series of bottles. First of all, see, this is why, because you didn't see it. You didn't bear witness to it. And this is what I say. You say I didn't do it on purpose, but what I say to you, Andy, is didn't I?
You didn't. You're lying.
Why would I bring it up?
Why
would I bring it up?
You brought it up because you've been living a painful life of a tugboat and you want to take it off yourself so goddamn badly. But here's the thing, Pat. As a freight train, I'll never be a fucking tugboat.
You tugboat that night? I heard it. Right as soon as those bottles hit the table, all I heard from the stage was,
No, that's literally me going, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Huh? Slow motion. Huh? No, it was on purpose. And I didn't say I wasn't a tugboat anymore. I just wanted to say welcome.
Nah, I felt the friendship leaving all of you. Just it was so evil.
It was really happy that it caught on.
It was so evil the way you were all trying to put tugboat on me. I saw when you guys were doing it, I saw different people in your eyes. It wasn't my friends.
Check the tape. You got the tape. It happened.
It was crazy.
It's terrible tape, but you can throw it away if you want. But
Sorry, I saw a picture of fucking my YouTube. I gotta show you this.
Your tits?
Ska does not. No. Ska does not age well. Like, don't just look like the Thing still. This is Less Than Jake.
Oh no. That's Less Than Jake? What are they doing? Oh.
That's Roger. He looks sick. I got to meet him.
That's some dreads there. You know what I mean? Those look like some rock and roll dreads.
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to get a good shot of their other leads. Oh, yeah.
This guy. Yeah. I've seen him. Yeah, it's really interesting that it's a very, very bold move with the cutoff denim.
Yeah, and then
what were you talking about? And the dyed hair and everything.
Yeah, the bigger thing is the hair for me. Offspring are real. They're real bad.
Offspring look terrible, dude. They went. It much like Tom Cruise. It happened almost immediately. And recently, where like Offspring just went. Phew, and dude, they are rock and roll dudes for what? How many decades now? So they've lived life. I'm not here to
I just hate it because it's like
it does not look good.
I just hate it because there's so much proof out there of like just be old. When you're fucking old, just be old. Like just here, I got it right here, dude. I got it right here. Wait, no, I don't. I got it right here.
Yeah, right.
For the love of God, come up.
I believe that you have it right there. I just don't see it yet.
I got it right here.
Right?
Look,
but now, arguably, Andy, they've been dressing like that since the 80s, though.
But, like, either way, like, whatever band you're in, when you get to your, like, 50s, just do this.
Right. Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Age gracefully, you fools.
Know what I mean? All right. Yeah, just be old. It's okay.
Go to
It's
Target,
okay.
get
And
some
also,
sensible goddamn
I
clothes.
cannot stand men in general who like do all the shit that women do to try to hold on to youth. Stop it. You're a guy.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to do that. All right. We
Right.
got to get out of here. This has been very, very fun. We'll try to do this, like we said before, every Friday that me and Pat don't have shit. And even if one of us is doing it, maybe one of the other ones will still do it or whatever. It won't be as
Yeah,
good,
why
but
not?
you know, consistency is lovely.
Right.
But yeah, so check us out every Friday. Stay posted to our social. Mine is Andy Malfrina, Pat's Baby Mermaid, and Gap Porge on Twitter, right? Gap Porge.
Yeah. Oh, also, if anybody's listening that or watching that is familiar with the fight that is the fight spot that is open for Skankfest, throw my hat in the ring. Continue to talk about me about that because I would love
Yeah.
to fight my way into a comedy festival.
That would be fun to fucking watch. You would definitely hold your own real hard in that
It would be
shit.
a lot of fun, and I would have a lot of fun. I'm a really good sportsman and a martial artist. Respectful.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, we'll be back Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Right?
God bless America.
God bless.